Hey everybody, it's Jack with Future Pastimes. Welcome to the Warp. It's time for the Cosmic Encounter Alien of the Month for May. This is an alien from the base game of the Fantasy Flight edition of Cosmic Encounter, but it was a brand new alien to Cosmic Encounter. So Kevin Wilson original, and that alien is Kamikaze. So this is a yellow alert alien. It's one that you want to have a little bit of experience with the game before you start using it, and you'll see why here in a moment. Let's take a look at this alien. You have the power of sacrifice. So as a main player, before encounter cards are selected, you may use this power to send up to 4 of your ships from any of your colonies to the warp. For every ship you sent to the warp, draw 2 cards from the deck. Now, if this power is zapped, you do not lose to sacrifice ships to the warp. So you are going to be able to fill up your hand with a lot of cards, but it does come at a cost. So throwing away those ships, it could turn around and bite you if you get a little too reckless with it, which is why it's yellow alert. I think this is a perfect yellow alert alien. It really is a simple concept to understand, but if you're, if 3 encounters and you've thrown away 12 ships, you're down to 8, and that's not good. You might lose your power before you know it. So it's nice. It's optional. If you're looking at your hand and you feel like just don't have it right now, you can risk it by tossing some ships and trying your luck at maybe getting some better cards. Now, you can only draw from the deck. It does specify the deck, and this, of course, predates the reward deck, but it was ruled that any effect that refers to the deck only refers to the cosmic deck, unless there are any other, explanations as to what's going on with an effect. And this would be a little overpowered if it could just draw from the reward deck in that method. So I love Kamikaze. I think it's an interesting alien. It's a nice original effect. It is one that I am tempted to abuse and just toss away ships. But if I am lucky enough to have Mobius tubes in my hand, I tend to be a little bit more reckless if I've got a few encounters before it's my turn. Of course, you got to worry about the card zap. It's nice if a lot of people have ships in the warp, but if everyone is like, look, Jack has a ton of ships in the warp because he's been filling up his hand with cards using his Kamikaze power, definitely going to zap that Mobius tubes. So yeah, you got to watch out for that. But the nice thing about it is you can, of course, if you're getting rewards as Kamikaze, you can get ships out. In fact, it might even be more worthwhile for you to get ships out so that you could then turn around and send them back to the warp to get more cards. Now, if the reward deck is in play, that's going to be a little bit more of a tough decision for you. I probably still would make sure that I've got a nice, even, steady supply of ships that I can sacrifice because you're going to get some better attack cards. You can, of course, get flares in the deck, which you won't get in the reward deck. Still some good artifacts. Of course, yeah, get that Mobius tubes if you can, because that's going to come in handy. It's probably even worth it if you're freeing a lot of other people's ships too, just because it's nice to be able to replenish that ability to sacrifice your ships. So let me know in the comments, what do you think of Kamikaze? I know that some people have talked about maybe it's too powerful. Maybe getting 2 cards per ship is too much. I don't think so, because it's going to be very explosive. The first time you play it, you're going to toss 4 ships. Obviously, you'll toss 4 ships the first time you're going to use it to get 8 cards, and people are like, oh my God, 8 cards. But it's kind of like Virus in that way. Virus is super powerful at the beginning of the game, but as the game goes on and Virus has fewer and fewer ships that they can use, to multiply their attack value. The same is going to be true of Kamikaze. They're going to have fewer and fewer ships that they can sacrifice. They'll be like, oh, all right, I'm getting my ship out of the warp at the start of my encounter, and I'll probably maybe toss that one to get 2 cards. 2 cards still feels pretty good. Even just getting 1 card at that point, you're probably desperate enough to do it. But I think it balances itself out. So you're going to be very powerful and explosive at the beginning of the game, and of course, after a Mobius tubes, or for some reason you've managed to get all of your ships out of the warp, then yeah, it's gonna be really powerful. So this is a strong alien, but the Kamikaze loses a few encounters and has tossed a bunch of ships, and then they're not really in a comfortable position to sacrifice a lot. Maybe 1 or 2 ships for much of the game after a very explosive beginning. But yeah, let me know in the comments. What do you think of Kamikaze? Do you like this alien? How do you like playing against it? You got to really target their ships for any effect that target ships. This is a good target for that. There aren't that many though, so if one comes in, you're like, yeah, we gotta take them down a notch so that we're not having to worry about such a huge hand. Maybe you negotiate against Kamikaze, take some of those cards, or if you've got a hand zap, there's a good target for that as well. So that's it for this one, everyone. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.